So if you Google something like that, there's an image that pops up that shows the ovarian hormones of your life. But basically, when you hit that perimenopause stage, what happens is your progesterone is just going to slowly decline through progesterone. And that's if things are normal. Like if you don't have added stress, you don't have other things going on, it's just generally your progesterone is in a decline until you hit menopause, when you stop cycling, right? Because your progesterone comes from your cycle, your progesterone comes from ovulation. So when you hit menopause, your progesterone is going to be low, right? Low, low, low. Estrogen, on the other hand, estrogen will actually vary. And again, this is with no other factors. Like if your body is just normal and it's just literally only going through that change associated with getting older and aging, right? Estrogen, when they graph it, it kind of looks like this. It's going up and down, and it's like eventually we're going low into menopause. But this is where you're feeling like, oh my God, night sweats, hot flashes, fatigue, brain fog. I'm really, so some of my patients have described it. I feel really bitchy. I can't, I'm so easily irritated, and that's just not me. And part of that is because this fluctuation, right? One, you're getting that imbalance where you have low progesterone, and at times you might have high estrogen. So where those hormones are supposed to be balanced, they're imbalanced, and you're having estrogen going up and down, up and down. And eventually when you hit menopause, right, estrogen and progesterone are going to both be low, be really low. Okay, so that's why it feels, if you're feeling like you're on a hormonal roller coaster, literally we're doing this. Okay. So how do you actually know what your body is doing? So basically there's two main ways you can test hormones in the blood. Some of you might have gone to your doctor to have that done. And what you need to know about testing estrogen and progesterone is that it does need to be timed in your cycle. I think most providers know this, but you want to have estrogen and progesterone drawn in. If you had a normal, like a 28-day cycle, meaning when you start one period, day of one period to day one of the next period is 28 days. Typically, they have you draw your blood on day 21. And that's because that's when estrogen and progesterone should be at their highest. Okay. Now there's some variation if you have abnormal or irregular cycles. Essentially, you want that collection to be done 5 to 7 days after you ovulate. So you can do things. I have my patients sometimes check ovulation test strips, like the LH strips, to see when their LH surges and kind of when ovulation is, and then they test after that. So if you're testing in the blood, that's what you want to do it. Another thing you can do, because there can be some drawbacks to just testing in the blood, but what we see is that you're getting an okay picture. A more advanced test, if you want to go beyond that, is doing something like a Dutch test. That's the one of the tests that I prefer to use with patients when we're looking at a more comprehensive hormone panel. And reason being is there's various ways to do it, but even in their most basic sex hormone panel, you're getting samples like throughout a day. Like you might get 3-5 samples throughout a day. So you're getting a better picture of, is estrogen and progesterone, or are estrogen and progesterone low or high, because you're collecting multiple times in a day. And you can go as advanced up to, you can collect samples throughout a month so that they can see what's going on. But if you're like, okay, I don't need that fancy stuff, I just need to get some blood work done. I hear this from women a lot. Like they can't even get their doctors to test their blood, or they're not sure. Maybe they just want to know, what do I even ask my doctor for? If that's you, I want you to comment guide below this video, and I have created, it's called the Ultimate Hormone Testing Guide for Perimenopause. And I give you the list of tests that I have my patients do. I'm Lori Aikman. I'm a functional medicine nurse practitioner, and I really work with women with hormone imbalance to help them have health, energy, and vitality, and feel in control of their body again, especially in perimenopause. I believe perimenopause should be a powerful time for us, not a time where we're like, oh God, it's all downhill from here. Like, let those smoke signals your body are sending up be a sign for you to, like, take charge and get in control of your body, right? So, if you want that ultimate guide to hormone testing for perimenopause, I want you to comment guide below this video and I will drop you the link. You can download it. It's going to have the list of tests to ask your doctor for. And it also has the optimal ranges. So, these are not just standard ranges. Not just standard ranges, which are like way out here. These are optimal ranges that you want your numbers to fall in. So even if you've had blood work done, you can take your blood work and go, is my progesterone optimal? And see if it's falling in there yourself. A little bit of DIY. So again, comment guide below and I'll get that over to you so that you can take charge of your body and start feeling powerful in perimenopause.